Well, time now for our Entre Nous segment, and today we're talking about dating and voting. And for more on this, Solange Mougin joins me in the studio. Hi, Solange.
Hi,
so the French government and the dating app Tinder have joined forces. What is this all about? Is it for a good cause?
Yeah, they have joined forces for both love and elections are in the air here in France, with Valentine's Day and also with upcoming municipal elections. The French government, specifically the Service d'Information du Gouvernement, has been working with Tinder, the world's most downloaded dating app, to actually get out the vote. Since mid-January and until the first round of voting on March 22nd, multiple swipe cards are being pushed on young people's Tinder app here in France. All those between 18 and 30 may see any one of these cards come up. They link to the government's website and remind people of the deadlines to register, how to sign up for a procuration or a proxy ballot, when to actually head to the polls. For France, like other nations, well, not only does it have a dating issue, which I will get to in a second, but it also has a youth vote problem. In France, during the last municipal elections in 2020, 70% of those under the age of 35 did not vote. On the flip side of that, the over 70-year-olds, they were twice as likely to vote. That means that for mayors, whose average age is nearly 60 years old, they're likely to focus more on issues that concern those that vote for them. So to encourage young people to vote, there have been a slew of different measures, be it from candidates who are increasingly on young social media like TikTok, but also on a nonpartisan level by the government with things like meetings at universities and this dating app campaign, where the hope is that young people will swipe for more info on for a future date with the ballot box while they are also looking for love.
And is it going to work, do you think? Do French young people use these apps?
Well, in France, there are thought to be some 18 million people who are single, and many young people, but not only young people, they use these apps. According to Médiamétrie, 2.3 million people in France go on a dating site or an app every single day, be it Tinder, Happen, Meetic, Grindr, or any one of the many other sites. That is from Médiamétrie's 2023 analysis. But there is a big gap in experience and in gender as well on these sites. Of those 2 million people, 1.6 million were men and 700,000 were women. And Le Monde found out in a 2019 study that the chances of a successful match on Tinder, for example, were 50% for women and just 2% for men. This algorithm imbalance is, on the one hand, potentially good for business, as men will pay potentially more for visibility, with an estimated 429 million in revenue last year. Tinder is the third top app when it comes to revenue, and that's after TikTok and ChatGPT. But at the same time, there are more and more critics of these apps, with many women feeling that they're being over-solicited or even harassed, and many men feeling rejected. And in recent years, this dating fatigue, as it's called, has led some people, to leave the apps entirely.
It gives a sort of dopamine kick where you say to yourself, cool, people like me, I'm good looking, because it's based on images. But I completely stopped the apps because I couldn't stand the lack of spontaneity. There's this feeling of being a product like any other, like you're on the shelf of a shop. It's the same feeling.
This disillusionment with dating apps, particularly among young people, has had an effect on these apps' stock value and membership as well over recent years. A recent poll by Forbes found that 80% of millennials sometimes, often, or always feel burned out by dating apps. And Gen X and Y, they are just behind with 79 and 78% of dating fatigue.
So have they given up altogether on finding love?
Well, not necessarily, but there are societal shifts that are underway in regard to how being single is being viewed, with more and more people actually embracing it. Vogue, for example, they created quite a bit of buzz last year when they headlined 2025, the year single women choose themselves. But at the same time, there's also, in many nations, a growing solitude problem. Nonetheless, singlehood and how it is viewed and accepted by society is changing. Now, for those who are looking for love or still looking for love, some are turning to more traditional face-to-face methods like speed dating, old school gatherings of friends and coworkers. For some, too, there is also a nostalgia that it was better before the internet. But again, as this archive footage is about to show us, it wasn't that easy back then either, and there was still that commodity thing, too.
In the old days, one looked for a soulmate like one did for a car, with a classified ad low on romanticism.
Surgeon, single, 35, good looks and personality, brown hair, looking for a young woman to marry, 21 to 30 max, very pretty.
Now, in many nations, people are entering into relationships later or giving up on coupledom entirely. A poll in 2019 in the United States found that 50% of singles were not actively looking for a partner, and 27% of them said they aren't looking because they actually enjoy being single. But according to various surveys, The Economist tells us that they found in multiple countries that between 60 and 73% of those polled would still rather find love and be in a relationship.
Wow, thank you so much, Solange. Really interesting. Solange Mougin, as usual, there with Entre Nous. You are watching France 24.